What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, I will show you how to navigate the Darklight Catacombs. This is a dungeon that was added in the DLC and it's crucial for you to make your way through this dungeon as it is the most direct way for you to get to the Abyssal Woods and its map fragment. While the dungeon itself is relatively straightforward, I will also show you how to get every single piece of loot in the dungeon. So let's go. Alrighty, so first things first, the Darklight Catacombs are located all the way over here on the map. Yesterday on the channel, I released a video that showed the most direct and easy way for you to get from the starting area to the Abyssal Woods and be able to get the Abyssal Woods map fragment. But this is the dungeon that you have to pass through to be able to do that as well. So that video in combination with this one will give you the entire journey and help you actually navigate through this dungeon and then consequently also get that map fragment. So starting us off here at the entrance of this, you can simply pop the door on this. Now basically how this dungeon is built is it's a bunch of lifts that go down, essentially 3 levels that you have to travel down, and each level has an area that you can explore and some lights that you have to turn on and some treasure to collect before you move on. So we will obviously tackle it level by level. In the first level here, of course, we're just going to activate this grace. And then we're going to move forward. So as mentioned, how this dungeon works is you'll have the dungeon basically being dark and you'll have to find a switch that switches on the illumination. But first things first, this is the enemy type that you will, one of the enemy types that you will find in this dungeon. So these dudes basically like the little rock statues and they'll jump at you with a sword. You can usually knock them over and then basically kill them. So they're not all that tough. We're going to make our way down here to this first part here. You'll just see me checking for like hidden passages and stuff like that, but that's fine. We got another enemy over here. One of these guys, you can see that you can knock them down while they're jumping, which means you can just get a couple of extra shots in on them as they're lying on the ground. But that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. So then what we're going to do is we're going to go around the side here and we're going to dip in here. And this is actually going to be our first lever. When we push this or pull this lever rather, it's going to illuminate this area, and we're also going to spot a little secret area that we can get to. As you can see, there's a ledge that runs there and then like another little entrance that we can go into. Now this over here is the second enemy type that you also get here. So also once again a little stone gargoyle, but these little big mouth imps, they shoot like fire at you, and so you generally have to just jump on them as fast as possible because those shots can actually hurt quite a bit. So for our first secret area, we're just going to jump over the edge here and we're just going to move along here, up and then down, boom, there and up and over. So this is actually going to give us a talisman. This is the Viridian Amber Medallion +3, and this is actually just going to increase our stamina by a shitload. So this is a fairly good one. If you are struggling with stamina as a stat, you can just basically put that on and it's going to increase it by a lot. But then once we're done with that, we'll drop down here and we'll continue on. So that's the first layer of the dungeon done. So now we're going to go down to the second layer. So once again here we ride down and then we start proceeding in. Same thing, we're looking for the switch that will eventually illuminate this area. However, we're going to go through here and beware that there's going to be one of these rock dudes down here. But here's our third enemy type that's present in this dungeon. These wizards basically shoot glint magic at you, and there's one a little bit above us there on that ledge there, as you can see, and he's the one that's taking pot shots at us where we're standing. So we're going to go out here and just avoid that, and we're going to go around here in the darkness. This will be another enemy on our left there, and we're going to take him out, and then we're going to go sort of like around this because we want to turn the lights on first. So we're going to go sort of around here. There should be another enemy that falls down here, one of these big mouth dudes. So he's going to go bye-bye, and then we'll find a ladder over here that we can climb up. And this ladder is actually just going to take us around to this, you can see here, to this switch here. And this lever is basically going to illuminate the second part of our dungeon here. So at this point, we can simply drop down here to these stairs. Now, there's 2 separate secret areas that we can go to here. The first one is just over here on this side. You can see there's a ledge over there that we can drop down onto. And good news for anybody that's into revenge, we're going to be able to get that fucking mage that was shooting at us just now. We're going to be able to get him. So as we climb up here, there'll be an item for us to pick up. But more importantly, our target will be over there. So we can just jump down and just seal the deal on that. And that's the first of the 2 secret areas here done. The next one is actually here where you can see this gap in this, palisade here. So we're going to drop down here, and in here, just be sure to quickly take out this mage. We don't want to be messing with him. And then we go over here for a full armor set. This Death Knight set is over here, all 4 pieces. So beware, there's going to be one dude that's still like creeping in. So we just quickly kill him. and then we can inspect these so you can actually see what the stats are, what it's all about. And then at this point in time, we'll be able to, there's nothing down there, we'll be able to continue on with our journey. Now, I actually just quickly want to take a time here to mention that we're about to come up against an area that probably killed me more times and that's when we go through this door here. Killed me more times than I would say most of the bosses in the DLC, and I'll explain why. So this dude here is a straight up hoss. He shoots some kind of like chain gun, glint magic that basically also ricochets off shit. So as you can see there, I died in like 0.3 microseconds. And he proceeded to murder me out like 3 or 4 more times while I was just trying to come around the corner and basically kill him. So the best advice I can give is to actually bait out like a string of those shots like I did there, and then basically dip in and just cut him to ribbons. That's pretty much the only way I managed to kill him out of 4 deaths. So I wasn't going to test more ways of doing it because that guy pissed me off. But in any case, we managed to win that one, so we're going to chalk it up as a win. So then we can drop down here, and this basically is just us essentially backtracking a little bit, but what we actually want to be doing is just turning around and going down that tunnel there. So just where we fell down on the stairs, we basically just turn around and start going down. Now this is going to be another one of these dudes to clean up here, but we're essentially done with this area here, and we can proceed on down here, and this is going to be, I believe, our final lift as we're riding down. So this is our 3rd layer here, and this is where things get a little bit spicy. So as you peer down there, you're going to see there's a really big mouth imp, and this guy shoots massive exploding, almost like AoE capsules that then also like blow up into smaller bombs, which also just deal a shitload of damage. So this can actually one tap you depending on what your HP status is like. And essentially what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make it past him and make our way to a switch. And then this switch is going to lower the platform where he's on, which means we can get access to him. Now, if you want to try a ranged approach or shooting him with magic, that is certainly an option. But this is the most direct way if you actually want to just kill him with, like, a hand-to-hand weapon. So just making it across there, we're going to pull down this lever, and you'll see the platform that he's on actually starts lowering. Now, you could have the same bug that I have here, which means that he doesn't lower with the platform, which sucks. He blew me up again. But then at least this time you appear right here, and he's on the ground there, and you can just make your way over there, and you can stick your sword in him a bunch of times. Beware, though, that everything else obviously has respawned as well, so he has a couple of dudes that hang around with him. Now, he's actually going to give you a great ghost glove with, so it is absolutely worth the pain that you went through in killing him. But once you mop up all these guys, what you can then do is you can look from the other side, and you'll see that that area, well, let me just finish up here quickly. You can look from the other side, and you can see that where that platform lowered, you can actually drop down, and there's another area behind it. Now this is going to be another piece of treasure for us, and as we open this up, we actually get ourselves the big mouth imp ashes, which means we can summon these irritating bastards that we've been fighting. So that is the summon right there. And that is also then going to be one of the last pieces of treasure for us before we're almost done with the dungeon. So we can simply climb up here with this lever. We can run on over here. I believe there's going to be one more enemy dropping out. There we go. We'll take this guy out. And then this is going to give us almost like a shortcut. And we can just head on down here. And I was wrong. That wasn't the last lift. This is the last lift. So this is lift number 4. We're basically reaching the bottom of our journey through this dungeon now. And we can simply proceed down here, and there's going to be a boss door for us. Now this boss is not terribly difficult. Yori the Elder Inquisitor uses a bunch of magic. That's probably his most irritating thing, is because it's kind of like an AoE that comes from the top, so you just have to dodge it. But this wave based shit that he shoots, you can actually use those graves to like hide behind it. What he's going to do is he's going to teleport around and away from you the whole time, and you just have to chase him down. If you are the kind of person that likes to use summons, then your summon's really going to put in the work, because he'll be focused on you, which means your summon can sneak up on him, or he'll be focused on the summon, which means you can sneak up on him. So either which way, you can get in a couple of juicy hits there. And once he's dead and dusted, he's going to drop his weapon, the barbed staff spear, for you, which is also a weapon that induces bleeding. But it has a couple of other cool stuff in it. It's not a bad looking staff at all, or rather spear. I mean, it's both. It's a staff and a spear. But this is the end of the dungeon, and you're going to have a site of grace here that you can use. But through that archway there, it also gives you access to the Abyssal Woods. Now getting to the map fragment is simply a case of just going south and a little bit east. You can see it there on the map. and that'll also net you that map fragment, and then you're done and dusted. And that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Be sure to like and subscribe if you found this information useful in any way. Be sure to keep your eyes on the channel, as we'll be bringing a whole bunch more Elden Ring content to the channel in the following days. As always, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Till next video, fucking cheers.